Hello fellow YouTubers, it's me Tomversal here, and today we're going to be doing quite a different video for this channel. We're going to be doing a tier list. I've done top 10s in the past, but I feel like today we're going to do this tier list because it just makes sense in my opinion to do it for this franchise, which is Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing has quickly become one of my favourite franchises ever as of like last year. Without further ado, let's just get into it. So the franchise started off in Japan, but that isn't on here, so it starts off with Animal Crossing. And for me, I don't know, this game tears me where to rank it. It's not like Mario where I pretty much know where I'd rank everything. I think I'm gonna have to go with A tier. Now, the reason is because there's not many games, so this is extremely high A tier. The charm of this game, in my opinion, has been unmatched by every other game. The characters, their dialogue is a lot more fascinating in my opinion, a lot more funny. The game's dark and gloomy as well. No other Animal Crossing has had that. The music, the soundtrack to this game in my opinion is the best. It's my favourite Animal Crossing soundtrack. I love the graphics. I wish it had more to do, to be fair, and the inventory restriction and all that stuff's annoying. It's a pain in the ass, but of course it's the first game, so they probably weren't thinking that it was going to do well at all. So yeah, I think this game has been unmatched in terms of its charm and quality and all that. I'd still have some that I prefer, but it's a brilliant game and one that I go back to quite a lot. Next up is Wild World. I will probably put this in C tier. This one I have on the DS, obviously, because it came out of the DS, and it's still got a bit of that charm from the first game in that it feels a little bit gloomy. And this is really where Animal Crossing started to get its formula right, such as the camera angle. The villagers got a little bit nicer in this game as well. There was more to do. But in general, I prefer the first game. I think the first game's more charming, more unique. You could get 15 houses in the first game, whereas you can only get 8 on this one as well. And in terms of day-to-day activities, other than your fishing and your fossil collecting, which you get less fossils in this game a day, I think, as well, there's not too much going for it, in my opinion. I'm still going to rate it a B, because it's a game I enjoy, and I play every now and again. But yeah, definitely prefer the original. So next is Wild City Folk, or Let's Go to the City as it's called here. I actually haven't played this one, so I probably shouldn't be doing a tier list, but I just haven't managed to get my hands on it yet. But from what I've heard, it's basically Wild World on the Wii with a few more features. So I'm going to rate it a B as well. I'm sorry that I haven't played it and I'm doing this tier list, but I still think it's fair because it's so similar to Wild World from what I've heard. Even the soundtrack is just a better quality version. And from what I've seen of the game, it looks to be a brilliant game. I remember seeing this in the shop as a kid and I really wanted to buy it, but I didn't. So yeah, it seems to be a good game. So next up, we have New Leaf. S tier. My god, New Leaf. Oh, it already makes me want to cry, this game, even though I only got it, I think, last year. Well, I only got it this year, personally, but my friend, who you may know as Bacon Jack on YouTube, he lent me his copy and I was a guest in his town, and I absolutely adored this game from the start of playing it. It was just so fun. I never played anything like it before. It was like, this was my first Animal Crossing game other than Pocket Camp. The graphics were brilliant. I love the music. I think this game has the second best soundtrack. It's probably got the best soundtrack in terms of emotion. I just like the first game's quirkiness and uniqueness, but the second game nails it with the hourly music sort of thing. Every hour feels how it should. In that sense, it's perfect. I think this is sort of a perfect Animal Crossing game because you can do so much in it where you get to build your main street up, which is something I should have mentioned about City Folk. It has a little city that you can go to, and then expanded upon it with New Leaf, where you get Main Street. You get the cafe, which returns from Wild World and City Folk, because now it's got a separate building and you can put that in your town. You get the second-hand shop, the campsite with Harvey, Tortimer's Island, which is brilliant, and they really, really desperately need to bring that back, but I'll get onto that later. There's more shop upgrades. There's quite a lot of shop upgrades to Nook's Cranny. The museum has a few upgrades, I think, or at least one. The museum on this game expanded as well compared to the other ones. It's just built on so much. You're also the mayor now, so you can do whatever you want. You can build within your town. It's limited, but I like that. It's a fantastic game and my favourite Animal Crossing game. Next up came Happy Home Designer. I've played this game, I haven't played it much. I'm going to put it in C tier, but it's not a bad game at all. It's just not much of an Animal Crossing game. Of course the graphics are great because it's just pretty much the same as New Leaf, but it's a game where you go about designing homes. And I imagine if I played it more, because I haven't got it, my brother's got it and I played it when he got it. So it's been a while as well, and my girlfriend has it as well, so I've seen her play it. It seems like a great game. It was a great game when I played it, but it's not much like the other Animal Crossing games in the sense that it's not a life simulator. It's a game where you're designing homes, and for what it is, it's really fun, and it's a great game, but I don't think it really tops these games above it. Next up, we have Amiibo Festival. Well, it's in D tier. I would actually probably put this in F tier, especially before it got updates and all that. This brings a shame to the Wii U name. I am a pretty, not a massive Wii U fanboy, but I am pretty supportive of the Wii U, and I would still call myself a Wii U fanboy. That console means so much to me. It's so nostalgic, it's so important for my growth as a gamer and Nintendo fan, and this game just takes that and wipes its dirty ass with it. Okay, I'm exaggerating a bit, but this game, I've got it right here, it's kind of an insult to the Animal Crossing franchise, to Mario Party as well, because Nintendo made it and Nintendo make Mario Party. This game is pretty much trying to be the Animal Crossing equivalent of Mario Party, but whereas that game is more focused on having fun mini games, this game was more focused on having a good board, like a good board game. But it's not even got that. This game is absolutely terrible. It was just made to sell Amiibo, in my opinion. And yes, Happy Home Designer was too, but at least that offered a fun experience. This game is trash. Never get it. The only reason I have it, by the way, is because I thought the box art looked good. And I'm not kidding. I have it here. And the box art, yes, the box art looks good. But it's a terrible game. Pocket Camp is next. I'm going to put Pocket Camp in C tier, probably above Home Designer. Maybe even B tier, low B tier, I don't know. I'm going to put it in C tier just to make it a bit more equal. But yeah, Pocket Camp's a good game. I mean, when I first played it, I was like, oh, I hate having to wait 3 hours for the trees to grow again. Not realising that if it was a real Animal Crossing game, I'd have to wait a day or 3. Like, this game's pretty quick for an Animal Crossing game. Because it's a phone game, so they try to add microtransactions and all that. But since it's an Animal Crossing game, us Animal Crossing players are pretty patient with stuff like that. Yeah, it's a good game, it's fun, it's a good little game on your phone. Not much to it, you're just at a camp and you're building your camp. I loved it, it was my first Animal Crossing game, so it does mean quite a bit to me. I love the graphics, I think the music's relaxing as well. Introduced crafting, which plays a huge role in the current game, New Horizons, which we'll get into next. Yeah, good game, and it's free, so go check it out if you haven't already on your mobile phone. Finally, we have New Horizons, which I'm going to put in high A tier. I'm putting it over the original game just because I've played it more and it does offer more than the first game. But I would probably say I like them pretty much equally. There's stuff I like about the first game more than New Horizons. It doesn't top New Leaf, other than how you can customize so much outdoors. I love that. I love being able to completely customize my island. But I also kind of hate it as well. I love having the preset island on New Leaf and having to deal with it and just live there. It feels organic, whereas this game feels like a creative mode from Minecraft, pretty much sort of thing. If you like terraforming in Minecraft and crafting and all that, this game's for you. It's a great live sim. But there's a few things I hate. It's got a severe lack of content. Not as much now as it used to, but even now it still has a severe lack of content. Like, we're missing a lot of features from New Leaf. I would name them, but we're running out of time here because I ramble. Yeah, it just needs to add more. Like Tortimer, it needs to add Brewster. The shops need far more upgrades. Like, seriously, only one upgrade for the shop? That is ass. And it's not even a good upgrade. Yeah, there's some things I hate about this game. The characters, they don't talk so much. Like, in every other game, they talk quite a bit. Even if they're really nice in New Leaf, and I kind of like the mean villagers from the original game, they still talk quite a lot, and they give you tasks to do. They make you do tasks, they make you do games with them, and you can go on treasure hunts, you can do what they call time capsules. There's pretty much none of that on New Horizons. It's extremely rare that I get a treasure hunt from a villager. But the graphics on the game are beautiful. The gameplay of the game is still good, if a bit repetitive. But that's most Animal Crossing games, the repetitive nature of it. You have to play it daily, pretty much. So, yeah. The music on the game is ass. I really don't like the music. It's the worst Animal Crossing soundtrack. Every track sounds the same. I'm not being ignorant, by the way, because there's 3 tracks in the game I do like. I forget which. I think it's 5 PM. No, it's like 7 AM, 5 AM and 5 PM. I think those are really good tracks. But yeah, New Horizons is a solid A tier game. Just a bit lacking in content, but still a fantastic game. So there we go, guys, just recording this after the fact of this video, as you could probably tell with the audio quality change. There's my tier list for the Animal Crossing games. Yes, this is really one of my favourite franchises of all time. Only recently got into it, as I said at the start, but it's just such a good franchise. And yes, I don't like Amiibo Festival, but other than that, every game is just solid and amazing. But yeah, of course, obviously, if you liked this video, then let me know that in the comments below, because I will do more tier lists. It's pretty fun. Sure, I ramble a bit and stutter because it's unscripted, but I find it fun in general to rank games and stuff like that, of course. Which should be my next video. I think I'm going to be doing a Mario Kart games ranking, because I can't be bothered reviewing all the games first anymore. I think it's just best just to get the ranking out of the way and then review the games whenever I want, instead of waiting to be able to rank them after reviewing them all. I think this will make it much more fun for me. Anyway, leave your tier list or ranking or whatever you want to call it in the comments below of the Animal Crossing games. And nothing more to say. Stay epic.